#1 dog grooming salon.
Alpha Taxis Johnstone are a local family-run taxi company. All our staff and drivers are friendly, professional, and most importantly, we care about how you travel. We provide a safe, reliable and friendly service to Johnstone and the surrounding areas. Alpha Taxis Johnstone have been serving the area for over 50 years. Travel with Alpha Taxis Johnstone, Johnstone's #1 taxi company. Call 01505 331 444 or visit alphataxisjohnston.com to download our app or to book online. Alpha Taxis Johnstone, we care. Call 01505 331 444 today.
Online, on your smart speaker, and now on our new app. Download today on Google Play and Apple Store. This is Johnstone Sound News on the Hour.
Welcome to today's news headlines from the Scottish Radio News team. I'm Alistair Connell. A teenage driver who lost control of a car, killing his two best friends, has been cleared of causing their deaths. Jaden McConnell, 17, and Kyle Marshall, 19, both from St Ninians and Stirling, were passengers in the car being driven by Charles Gray when it spun out of control on a known greasy corner on the A91 near Bannockburn interchange. Jurors at Stirling Sheriff Court, who had been told that Mr Gray had been the perfect driver since passing his test a month earlier, took less than 2.5 hours to find the 19-year-old not guilty. Mr Gray, who denied the charge of death by careless driving, was told by Sheriff Ewan Gosney, "You are free to go." Journalists at STV are to vote on taking strike action over the company's plans to scrap the separate news service for the north of Scotland, with the risk of compulsory redundancies. The company wants to show a single programme covering central and northern Scotland, with up to 30 jobs in the news team could go. The National Union of Journalists said industrial action could take place just before Christmas. A former Highland League footballer has been jailed for 7.5 years for his role in a drugs gang. Gordon Finlayson became a wealthy man from trafficking large quantities of cocaine and other drugs. The 31-year-old had earlier pled guilty to drug trafficking and money laundering charges. The offences occurred on various dates between 2018 and 2024 at locations including Glasgow, Inverness and Dingwall. 3 men have been arrested after the body of a man was found in a field. Police confirmed the body of the 50-year-old man who was reported missing from Greenock was found in a field in Kilmacombe at about 9:20am on Tuesday. Officers are understood to be investigating claims he was assaulted in Greenock and then left the scene in a taxi. Police said the arrested men were aged 44, 45 and 51 and inquiries were ongoing. On social media, a Police Scotland spokesperson said the man has not formally been identified, but the family of a 50-year-old man who was reported missing from Greenock on Tuesday, November the 11th, has been made aware. The Scottish Health Secretary has announced that almost 100 new ambulance staff will help the NHS cope with increased winter pressures. The new recruits have been placed across departments in time to support the Scottish Ambulance Service during the busiest months of the year. Last winter, the SAS was placed on the highest level of emergency due to the significant pressure that was being placed on services. Allies of the Prime Minister are making it clear he would fight any challenge to his leadership from Labour MPs. There are fears from those loyal to Sir Keir Starmer that his job might be under immediate threat, perhaps as soon as shortly after the budget in a fortnight's time. That's you caught up. More news in an hour.
Fancy reading the news? Scottish Radio News are looking for newsreaders. Get full training and support. Free to join. Visit scottishradionews.com.
Today's weather from the Johnstone Sound Weather Team, keeping you up to date on all the local weather.
Argyll will be overcast with rain turning heavy at times. Elsewhere will be dry and bright through daylight hours, but outbreaks of rain spreading north later. A maximum temperature of 13 degrees Celsius. The outlook for Thursday to Saturday will further rain for much of Thursday, perhaps heavy at first, clearing to a cold, showery northeasterly flow overnight. Friday and Saturday will be cold with isolated showers, but a chance of rain far south.
This is Johnstone Sound, your local online radio station for and at the heart of the Johnstone community.
Coming live from Johnstone Centre, It's time to bring you the latest results and fixtures from sports from all over Renfrewshire and beyond. This is Johnstone Sound Scoreboard Spotlight.
Hello, welcome. It's that time again. This week we have some big news, big shockers, and some not so great news for the Scottish football as well for certain teams. But with me tonight in this week's show, it's myself, Callum Carmichael, that's on the host seat. We have Davey. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. How are you?
I'm not bad. And we also have Ricky. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm not too bad. And we do have a guest, Sean from the... What show was it again?
Sunday Night Mix Show, mate.
That's the one. That's the one. How are you?
I'm alright, mate. I'm alright. I'm surprised I've been invited back on after David telling us what's happened, but we'll get into that later. The predictions, I'm surprised I'm allowed back. Ridiculous scoring.
Go you beat yourself.
Ridiculous.
So, as we all know, for the ones that have listened in long enough, we'll talk about the biggest news, the kind of biggest headlines around the Scottish football, and we'll just kick it off with the Hamilton Academicals, where they're facing a wee bit of a struggle at the moment with investigations going on, and it's just a really mess of a situation. What do we think?
Just Scottish football in a nutshell.
Scottish football at its
It
finest.
can go wrong, it will go wrong.
Scottish football is the circus, but we absolutely love the circus. That's why we're so intent in watching it every single week. We love it so much, and it is madness.
Well, I read up this week that they are trying their best to try and resolve the issue, keeping that kind of club alive. But I think I can probably see the kind of landslide and probably folding, if I'm honest.
I must admit, I would like to see what they do what Clydebank done, but I don't even see that happening with Hamilton.
Becoming a fan base.
I really don't even see them starting again. I can see them going out the game. Maybe Dumbarton and Inverness, if that goes south even more, will do that, but I just don't see it with Hamilton anymore. I think they're too far gone.
Aye, they are really struggling, Hamilton. It's, as I said last week, it's unfortunate because they've gave a lot of young boys chances at first team football. Even when they were in the Premier League, they've done it as well, and it's got to be commended. But aye, it's a sad day when any club starts kind of going by the wayside. But a few Scottish clubs are on the brink.
Yeah,
especially when they were in the Prem for about 10 years or something nearly. They fought the last few years, but
aye, it's sad to see.
I think there's going to be a lot of changes with Scottish football. See, over the next kind of 10-15 years, teams are going to drop, disappear. Teams are coming up from like the kind of leagues we cover. It's I think it's all changed. It's a shame.
I do think that's a good thing in a way, but because a lot of junior teams have got a better fan base, better structure to the clubs, whereas a lot of professional teams now are kind of amateur level.
Yeah,
they've not got much funds, are struggling to keep, when there's like Dumbarton having to move out their own stadium.
Yeah,
so I think it'll all level out for the best at the end, but it's just a keeping the teams afloat until that happens for me.
Yeah, I think seeing as you said, see people coming up for the Lowland and things like that, it's definitely going to improve, but I think the leagues need to be looked at in general. I do think the top league needs to be extended a wee bit. I know that everybody says that it's the 4 games for Celtic Rangers, but you can't have your whole football country just for them 4 games. You need to think outside the box a wee bit. You probably can't. There's probably a way you can still get the 4 games. Say they split it after two matches, and they're both in the top half. They'll be playing each other twice anyway.
Yeah.
So why would they not do something like that? They need to restructure all the leagues where there's a pyramid, an easy pyramid system, because you'll know better.
Yeah.
Down the Lowland, what is happening with that? Is there 8 teams? Did you say that could go up or something?
Can be up to 8 teams.
Yes.
Just now, there's teams that don't qualify. They're working
that's going up to the Lowlands, though. That's
aye.
So is that going from west of Scotland up
west
to the
of Scotland,
Lowlands?
up to the Lowlands.
Right,
so
okay.
minimum of 6, but they could be 8. It just depends on how it works out.
So is there going to be 2 Lowland leagues then?
Yeah.
Yes,
East and West.
An East and a West, right? Okay, right. So the way maybe the junior super leagues were before, was that East and West?
Aye, I think that's right. Aye.
So the pyramid system is that they can, like Clydebank, things like that, can go into the Lowland.
Yeah.
As long as they've all got their tickets and got everything in order for getting up there.
Fair enough. That's I think this season, as you said, it's going to be a bit mad that 8 teams can kind of go up, but
and the thing is,
you guys know it in the long run. Do you think it's better for football for Scottish?
I do, because as Mark was explaining to us when he was in, the amateur game's collapsing. So you'll probably find 8 amateur teams will jump up to the juniors.
Well, I played amateur football in my days for like Drumchapel Amateurs in St Pat's, and I've seen that St Pat's are having meetings about stuff, but they're a very strong team down in Dumbarton, and I know that they might be looking to get into the system as well, the West of Scotland kind of system. I don't know about Drumchapel Amateurs, they're a massive club as well, amateur level, but that's all you ever see in these chats with kind of guys you played with, or such and such are folding, such and such are folding, big teams that you played against. I mean, the amateur game is, when we done really well in the Scottish, we had to win 10 games to win the Scottish Cup. 10 matches. I don't even know if it's 7 anymore. That's how many clubs have went by the wayside. So as you said, maybe the bottom of Scottish football's going by the wayside as well.
And I think as well, over the years, society's changed. You've not got that Monday to Friday work anymore where everybody's available at the weekend, so chasing players, getting people out their beds, they're working, it was really hard to keep an amateur team going these days as well. So I can see why it's starting to fold, but I think coming up to the juniors, an extra 8 coming into the juniors, extra 8 going up to the lowlands. As you can see at the top of the lowland leagues, there's 5 or 6 right at the top is for the West of Scotland, so that's put them in a strong position to actually get into the real leagues.
Definitely.
My only kind of downside about this whole restructure is like the playoffs by the end of the year. From the way I've looked into it is, say for example, like the West champions will play the East champions of that kind of lowland league.
Right.
They then have, I think it's either a 1 or 2 bounce game, either home and away, but then whoever wins that then needs to play the Highland, either home and away. I don't know how it works, but then they'll then need to play the relegation
the second division.
So I suppose that's weeding out making sure that the best team is getting into the professional league before it happens. So I think it is a good thing in a way, because you've got to be prepared to get into the top leagues, and it isn't easy.
That's a really hard pyramid system, but that is a really hard system to get through. If you win the lowland league, and then you've got to play another 4 games before you even play.
Play the best from the rest of the country first before you even get to the.
But then it's been done. Look at Celtic Hearts.
Yeah,
there's a few teams in it, so it can be done.
It definitely can be done, and I hope a few of them do come in, but unfortunately a few will need to go by the wayside before that.
And I think that'll be the problem. A good few teams will go to the wayside.
Other big news as well that you might have already known, but Nacho Novo is managing Darvel. His first ever managerial career. How do you think that'll go, by the way?
I think you don't like him, so you'll be biased.
I don't like him, but it's hard to tell.
I think he'll do well
as a manager.
I think he'll do well.
Does he get the right attitude for a manager? That's the thing. He's a bit fiery.
Aye. Well, time will tell.
He's got to remember he's not playing with like proper up the top professionals here. It's juniors. So
some players that are maybe playing at the top level of their life have kind of struggle, maybe going down a wee bit and try to start their management careers. But I'm sure has he not been there for a while? Or is
he was at Drumchapel.
He's a backup, but
so he kind of knows the leagues,
he knows the game,
knows what's happening down. It's not going to be a shock to him. So I think he'll be able to. I think he'll do.
If I remember correctly, I think they're sitting second bottom. Is that right? Darvel.
They're not doing well, but
no. So I'd imagine they'd be wanting him in the top 6, because it's the same as like I think there's 6 to 8 teams going up each division. Then there's no relegation or anything.
Yeah, that was right. Yeah.
Aye, so I'd imagine he'd be expected to be in the Premiership next year.
Well, tough ask if they're sitting second.
So Darvel's 14th. So they won it. I think they won it a weekend there. So so they're sitting 14th now out of 16. So 10 games played, 2 wins, 3 draws, 5 losses, 9 points.
Is that even a good job to take on when you're in that kind of rut?
I think it will.
You're under pressure to turn it around right away. It's never an easy thing to do. And look at what happened to Darvel. So he's probably the boat end of this, try to fix it. Look what happened to McCoy's with Rangers.
I think he'll do alright with Darvel. He's obviously, as you said, he's with Drumchapel for a couple of seasons, wasn't he? So
as an assistant coach,
so he knows the league, he knows what players are about, and I'm imagining he'll call on his experience for his time at top clubs and things like that. I think he'll do okay.
And probably the last but not least, the bit of news from the Scotland national team, that we've had players opting out, not by any choice, by injury. I believe that Ross McCrory from Bristol City have been called out, and Lennon Miller from Indonesia has been also pulled out due to injury. Billy Gilmore, on the other hand, he is still inside the squad, but I think he's just been pretty much told to rest. I think from what you were saying, Ricky.
Yeah, he's been told to rest, and he's still in the hat for the Denmark game, depending on how he gets on in training and stuff like that.
I think with Scotland this weekend, it's a semi-final and final for them. If they don't win the first one, the second one means nothing. They're already in the playoffs. If they win in Greece, it's all or nothing. I see if that happens, it'll be unreal.
Alright, when is it? Tuesday night we play Greece?
Aye.
Tuesday
No, it's Saturday we play Greece.
Saturday we play Greece.
Denmark
Tuesday night, sorry.
Yeah.
Aye, Hampden will be absolutely bouncing. And Tuesday night, if we'd get a result over in Greece, it really will be. I hope we do it. I really do, but it's Scotland then again. It's
a massive ask, but
it is Scotland.
Do you know what? We've not been beat. If we do the first one, we've not been beat at home in how long?
A good
5 years or something like that.
I think we'll definitely be up for Greece and Denmark. I don't think it'll be as bad as it usually feels like. I think we'll be up for both of them. So I'll put
let's just get
money where my mouth is.
Oh, what are you putting on it, Ricky?
No, I mean, like, because when you do what do you call it when you do the predictions? Let's see what I say.
Well, I mean, it's been 25. Well, I've not seen Scotland in a World Cup, and I'm at the age of 25. So,
aye.
Yeah. So I'm really buzzing for it to see. Hopefully, sights of progressing forward for the World Cup.
It would be amazing. It was
I was still in my teens when they played Brazil.
Yep, same here. Yeah, it'd be amazing.
I was an apprentice.
The Glasgow Green of it. No, what's the one across the police station? Houstoun, is it? Houstoun Park.
The one at Ibrox.
Yeah. I went up there and watched it. They had it on big screens there.
I was in Shuttle Street with my face painted blue and white during work, and then went back to work like that.
I think I said last week that we went into the pub next door, then went back to work, and he made us work an extra hour. I want a bit to make up the extra time.
Aye, fingers crossed. Look at the stories we've got. We just want everybody to experience it. The Euros have been brilliant getting to the Euros, but I would love to get another World Cup. It'd be brilliant.
It's quite scary as well, because you think Callum's never seen a World Cup.
Yeah.
But before 98, we were always there. There wasn't many times that we weren't there. So to go so long is sickening, to be honest.
Fingers crossed Stevie and the team can do
it. So there's not really much else to talk about as big news at the moment, so we'll just potentially dive into the European games that were played over, was it last week or the week before? I can't mind.
Last Thursday, yeah.
Can we not just skip these?
Aye, they were
depressing.
They were a tough watch.
Callum doom and gloom here.
Yeah, the Denmark team winning 3-1 against Celtic. Rangers also losing at home to Roma 2-0, and then of course, to be fair, I think Aberdeen had the better straw, if they're honest, being in the conference, only drawing 0-0. I didn't actually watch any of these games, so I don't know how it all.
At least it took them off the bottom of the table.
Yeah.
Aberdeen, I think that's not too bad a result away from home. Any Scottish team that gets a result maybe away from home in Europe, it is doing well, but I didn't see the Aberdeen game. I obviously watched the Celtic game and bits of the Rangers game. Celtic were pretty poor, but they are a decent team. They move the ball really, really well.
To be honest, but I thought they'd done alright up to the first goal and then they just collapsed. They actually felt like Martin O'Neill's team 20 odd year ago.
Aye, it felt like the way we've been playing in Europe this whole season. It kind of felt like that. There was a wee bit of hope, obviously, because Celtic had picked up a couple of results domestically. But getting into this one, I was hoping for to try and get a point, but no, Midtjylland they're a really good team. I'm not going to lie. We talk about it, but the structure they've got, Celtic and Rangers and other teams should be looking at that, because they're producing players, and they're a really good football team.
See, the thing is, people will say Celtic and Rangers are bigger teams than Michelin and stuff like this, but they're in countries where they get better financial backing, better youth system, they use their own players. We don't do that, and our system is a shambles. We've been in football, the SFA don't give a hoot about the wins. It's all about just getting money in, and it's minimum effort. So how you make bring all these boys through, and then you've got the pro youth system, which I absolutely detest. They take these wins in, cherry pick them off your teams, take them into St Mirren or whatever, play them, and then tell them they're not good enough at 10 or 11. Then they come out and they're half the player because they think I'm never making it now.
A lot of them in that system, like coaching youth teams and that, like Max, a lot of the boys that that do come back maybe from pro youth or whatever, some of them don't even play football again.
Aye, I've seen it so many times.
For me, teams have to be, I think it's far too young. I think you need to be in high school before you would maybe even go and train with teams. I think they're picking them up far too early. They're overcoached. They're not getting enjoyment out of football. I know that people think, oh, my boy's in here, my boy's in there, my boy's in here. Fair enough, but I do think it should be maybe getting into high school before these boys are taken away. And
there's a mentality problem as well. For me, parents are getting too involved to try and live their own life through their reins. When we were younger, very little parents came. They didn't tell you what to do. We all played as pals in the same team. Didn't matter if it was a good team or a bad team. You just went to play football, and then if you get picked up later, because boys that I played with, I think it was 6 or 7 of them went S form with Dundee, Motherwell, St Mirren and Celtic. So it was actually a better system back then than what we've got now. So we're crippling the boys. We're not letting them progress. We're not letting them enjoy football either. We're pulling them out their own teams with their own pals, and it's not enjoyable then because there's pressure on them.
I think this structure at youth level at Scottish football has been a bone of contention for years, but I also think Celtic and Rangers have got a massive responsibility.
100%.
There's players there that Celtic are winning 4-0 at the weekend or whatever, Rangers are winning 3-0 or whatever, and we're still bringing on players that aren't Scottish. That's the time to give these guys chances, lead them into an environment where the team's winning, it's nice and relaxed, especially at your home parks. But Celtic Rangers barely bring anybody from Scotland off the bench. I know that they need to have squads of players that compete at the highest level, but surely one of your 20s boys can go on the park if you're winning 4-0. You can make 5 subs now. 5 subs. But I don't know. As I said, going back to the European thing, I seen a wee bit of Rangers. Did you were you at it, Ricky? No. But did you watch?
I seen bits and pieces of
it. I think Roma are obviously a decent European side, so it's never going to be easy for Celtic Rangers against these teams.
I think Rangers missed a trick. See, when Rangers were in the bottom league, they went all out buying Kenny Miller, Boyd, had them on $7,000 a week. Why did they not use the best of the youth and the best of the youth through the divisions as they came up and progressed them all together? They could have been up very cheap, but instead they put all that money out to try and get back quicker.
I think it is just fan pressure with that one, Davey. I do think it is. Celtic and Rangers fans demand that every game's won convincingly. And so I think the Rangers probably could have had an opportunity there to bleed some more youngsters. I think they did try with a few of them, but it is what it is. I say Celtic and Rangers need to really try and give boys a chance when they're quite comfortable in games. I want to see, as a Celtic fan, I want to see maybe a homegrown boy coming off the bench instead of maybe a European player or a foreign player that's not got a massive future at Celtic. Do you know what I mean?
And that's the thing, they're bringing in players for £1 million and they're no better than the boys on the bench. So I don't understand, we've still got this buy mentality all the time, and it's especially when you look at Celtic's transfer history in the last 5-6 years, all these £1 million, £2 million players that haven't seen the light of day. What was the point?
Yeah, I know. They're banking on it being that £1 million player that turns into a £25 million player. That's what they're banking on, hoping to get lucky. But they could have a boy that they've spent so many thousands on in the youth ranks bringing up. They can go for that sort of money. So
and then we're talking off here about John McGinn. That's the biggest example for me. John McGinn and Lennon Miller, when they spend the money on both of them, but they'll blow 5-6 million on players that turn out to be duffs. I don't understand that at all.
You know who's to blame for that.
I will.
You know who's to blame for that.
Alright, so we'll get into the nitty gritty leagues in the Scottish Premier football. So we'll go diving into the top flight, the Premier. What a blow for St Mirren, by the way. Seem to have a really well start of the season, and I think they're picking up some really bad forms recently.
Yeah, St Mirren's always been weird. They've been that way for the last few seasons. They do quite well. I'm glad they're in a cup final because they're getting what they deserve. They've been doing quite well. They've even reached Europe. They're finishing the top 6. So this feels like the reward, but it also feels like, I don't know, I've got a funny feeling the manager's going to go and someone's going to go on a a downward.
But they're also
spiral.
2 points off the bottom of the league as well. Although they've got a game in hand, it's not a guarantee, but 2 points off bottom with a good start they've had and in a final. I think it's just been one of the seasons. I think teams like St Mirren go up and down through a season though.
They're going to be inconsistent, St Mirren, as I say. If they can get up near the top six, it'll be an amazing job that they've been doing. They're in a cup final, and as I say, the way Celtic are playing just now, kind of up and down a wee bit. So all right, since Martin O'Neill comes in, it's a wee bit better, but with the injuries that Celtic have got, as I said, I just read in the way in here that Tanecki's now injured as well, so he's out for the Tunisian games. So if you look at Celtic's injury list, I would be quite. St Mirren have definitely got a chance to win a cup, and I imagine Stevie Robinson will get them further up the league. They are a good team. Hibs are doing well. Hibs are like the most inconsistent team in the world as well. St Mirren and Hibs, they go there and beat St Mirren 3-0. Do you know what I mean? It's and obviously I never seen that come because that's not what I predicted. But Hibs, as a Hibs fan, you would be quite. But look at them, they're third in the league as well. So they're doing a bit more consistent this season. But they've drawn 6. Do you know what I mean? They've drawn 6 games.
The same happened with the quarter final. Most people were thinking Motherwell was going to beat St Mirren, that Motherwell would probably win and end up in the final, and it turned out to be the complete opposite.
100%.
Yeah. Speaking about success, we'll be talking about another game that Rangers seem to be picking up good form as well. That Danny Rowe's now in the job and he's managing to find his team.
And Ricky's getting all excited because if they win the game in Hon, they go third. But listen, what was it, second bottom at one point? You know they're going to pick up form at some point. Rangers aren't going to go a full season like that, but
no, definitely not.
I watched the highlights with Rangers and Dundee, and Rangers do look a solid unit now. He isn't definitely conceding as many chances as they were before, and they have got a couple of good players that going forward, maybe wide men, not so much the centre forward, but in the centre forward position, but they do look a lot more solid unit as if they're not going to concede many goals. So that's definitely a start, and you never know where you could end up. I know I've heard it elsewhere that there's no chance. I think this season there's a chance for
there's always a chance
anybody in that top 3, but I wouldn't say Hibs would consistently keep it going, but Celtic, Rangers and Hearts, out of them 3, as I said, the injury list at Celtic's abysmal. Johnston, Carter Vickers, Tanecki, Aniacho, Jota. So these are all players that and the boy Osman was just coming onto a game injured.
For
another hamstring, do you know what I mean? So
3 hamstrings.
It's like 6 or 7 players. Alright, the boy Osman probably wouldn't have started if the boys were all fit, but you get 6 or 7 players that are first team players there where 100% would be starting or in and about the squad out, and they've got the managerial situation. So Celtic are going to be up and down all season. If Danny Rowe can get them, as I said, not conceding goals, they'll come up that table quite quickly, and it's going to get really, really tight at the top there.
So for me, I think the January transfer window is crucial for all 4 teams at the top here, and I can really see Celtic pushing the boat out. It'll probably be loans. I think they'll push for really big loans to try and get over the line just to get the fans off their back.
Definitely. There's also another way to look at it as a Rangers fan. It's like we're only 6 points away from Celtic. Everybody's focusing on Hearts and Celtic catching up, but the thing for me just now is to catch up with Celtic, make it equal, even get above Celtic, and then obviously focus on Hearts. Hearts, personally, I think will start to drop over the next.
No, even
next
6 points is 5 points.
I will fight by. I just can't count. I went a Paisley school, sure.
I did watch Hearts. I watched most of the highlights, and Hearts didn't look as devastating as they were before. Dundee United did get in and get a few chances, but Hearts weren't creating that much. They had a few. As I say, Hearts have got the 2 top goal scorers, Braga and Shankland, so they're doing something right at the top end of the park. But they did make a few changes, and Celtic, Rangers and Hearts and Hibs are all going to drop points this season. It's not going to be Celtic and Rangers win every single game. The stability of both clubs obviously has opened the door wide to make it a really, really interesting season. As I say, we're only 12, 11 games in, and it's going to be a really good season, I think. Really, maybe not for myself as a Celtic fan, it's going to be a struggle, but I think for
an exciting season.
I think
competitive.
I think it's going to be really, really competitive.
I did text my Hearts supporting mate right after the game with the Hearts bubbles burst time when he's laughing. He did say they were rotten, mind you. He says we were really not the races today. but he does believe that they'll strengthen in January as well.
They
There's
do
big
a lot
rumours.
of Hearts fans are really believing that. I've got a guy I play football with, it's a Hearts fan, and before they played Celtic and Rangers, they kept saying, I'm telling you, we're going to beat it, and I says, right, we'll talk to you after that, and obviously they beat it 2-2, so it just shows that the buying power they've got, not the buy, but the system that they're working to really works. And if they bring another 3 or 4 in January, it's going to be tough to catch them.
Third of the way there, and they're 7 points clear, although we've got a game in hand. But you wouldn't have thought this at the start of the season, would you?
I know, especially if there's some players down in England that are not really getting a lot of game time. There could be a lot of loan deals done for like all the different teams, plus Hearts. Who wouldn't they fancy that, going to Hearts and they're at the top of the league? Go to Hearts or challenging the old firm, you're going back to your parent club after it. Who wouldn't they fancy that?
See, if you look back, right, Celtic and doing for the likes of Dembele and stuff like that, as youth players for 200,000. Why are other Scottish clubs no diving in to the English youth system? Because they don't use them. They dwindle away. They could be bringing them up, progressing them, getting big money for them back.
I think
it just didn't happen enough for me.
Osmond come up as well. I think he was in
Osmond was one.
They used that system, didn't
Quite
they?
a few came up, but just this seems to me, I mean, there's Maddison. Look at Maddison now. He was at Aberdeen.
There
should be more of that happening in Scotland, and even try to get like transfers over, not just loan deals, but getting them signed, and then they get big bucks for them and they sell them on. And for me, it's just not happening enough. If they're saying our boys aren't good enough, we're doing it to the English ones. We've got full academies down there that are getting trained 24/7 and never making it, and they're probably good enough. Who's down there is a big buy mentality. They'd rather buy a £50 million player for Brazil than one of the boys at the academies.
The team I actually feel quite doing really well in the Premier at the moment is Falkirk. I believe John McGlynn's done a really massive great job. I think despite being in the Championship for so long, first year into the Premier, and he's in the top 5, I think he's done tremendous.
It has, mate. He's done really well. He's a great man. His football's really good, and he sticks by his philosophy, and he's stuck by a lot of players there that have brought him up. Do you know what I mean? That have been maybe from the lower divisions. He stuck by them and got them into, as you said, into 5th with 16 points. That's incredible. I don't think they started the season off too well, but once they found their feet, they're a right good football. And as I say, Celtic beat them 4-0 the other week, but they did come and open up. They didn't sit back. They weren't a team you were going, we're going to really struggle to break them. Well, we're going to struggle to break them down. We're going to struggle to break them down. Under maybe Rodgers, we would have struggled to break. Kind of a team that sit back. Whereas Falkirk were going for it, and they always do when they come to Celtic Park. Kilmarnock were maybe a wee bit more sitting back, but Celtic seem to be playing the football a bit quicker. As I say, everything's moving. Maybe it's going from, say, the centre half to the left back. It's not going to the other centre half, or it's not going into Callum McGregor. Now it's going wide early, so I think that's the main difference I can see. But Falkirk, all the Falkirk fans will be absolutely buzzing with that, sitting in 5th position so far.
Again, though, it's such a tight league. They've obviously got 4 teams with a game in hand below them that can all jump them, so it is very, very tight there. Interesting to see how it pans out, but definitely Falkirk, Motherwell, Dundee United, Aberdeen. I mean, there's Aberdeen starting to climb the table now. They've not hit the head on fire, but they're starting to pick up points now and get out of that table. They were rock bottom, so it's going to be a weird season. I think it's felt like a weird season for the start.
There's not going to be Celtic Rangers running away, but I think there's going to be points taken off each other and points taken off here, and it's going to be good.
I feel when it comes to the bottom, I kind of feel that Dundee and Livingston are probably going to remain down there. I think Dundee's. I
would like to see Kilmarnock go down. I absolutely hate Kilmarnock with a passion.
Why is that?
I don't know. I've never liked them. I think because I used to work with the Kelly boys. They were rocking their casuals in there. I just hate them with a passion.
No, see, I've always thought Livingston were always a kind of Championship level. I've always kind of considered them.
They're a weird team, aren't they? What did they used to be? Meadowbank, was it?
Meadowbank.
So when they moved to Livingston, that was all their fans away, so I don't think many Meadowbank fans still go, so they had to build a fan base from scratch, and it's a weird team all in for me, but I quite like Livingston. I just think
I just want to stay.
Killed them.
I like the manager. The managers get the part.
I love him.
He's brilliant.
He's good.
He's funny.
But again, he's another one that's done a great job for them.
He really has. He's like a joiner as well. Built the gym and all that, and during COVID and stuff. I heard that. But
Learned all that in the jail.
I would want Livingston, Kilmarnock and Falkirk to get rid of all them AstroTurf pitches.
Well, that's going to be a thing of the past next year, isn't it? That's getting changed. Legislation. So
Was it?
Or changes.
Kilmarnock were actually meant to date for this year, but then pulled out. Aye.
Right, okay.
But it's going to be done for next year.
Then again, you look back on teams like Livingston, Kilmarnock and Falkirk with the AstroTurf pitches, it brings them in revenue that they might not have, and that's maybe, I know we complain about playing on it, but that might keep clubs afloat. It could, I don't know
Surely professional clubs should then put Astro parts closer to the ground, so that they can still do that.
I know.
You see the dome with St Mirren, that must be a good earner for them. That's constantly go.
See, Renfrew FC make a lot of money because they're one of the only like few with AstroTurf in the league, and it comes into the winter season, into January into February. There's midweek games getting played by Johnstone Borough. Everybody's all using it. Borough's over there. Other teams, it's like it's big money.
I suppose their bar is open not 24/7, but it is mostly open most nights as well. I think they'll probably make a wee bit of income as well.
They've got to find ways of making income now. That's it. Like the Borough and the Thorn with their developments, that'll bring in a lot of revenue. The only thing for me is don't bring in too many of these Astro parts. Try and keep as many grass parts and add Astro parts into it for me, because you want to play, any player, especially at a level like that, wants to play on grass. Plastic parts should be a backup.
Is there any talk of Borough or Thorn getting Astro parts?
Aye, that's happening.
The Thorn's going to have 4.
And
Borough's going to have 2.
Two of them have got major developments.
Brilliant.
All approved by the council.
It'd be fair, both of them would be hopefully bringing in a lot of revenue with that. And if it's going to be that amount of parks about here, and then all youth teams and things can use it for training and things, and that'll obviously pay for itself.
So we'll just kind of recover the results from the Premier as we were just discussing. So Aberdeen drew 1-1 with Motherwell, Celtic winning 4-0 against Kilmarnock, Dundee losing 3-0 to Rangers, Falkirk drew 1-1 with Livingston, Hearts drew 1-1 with Dundee United, and St Mirren lost to Hibs 3-0. And of course there is no upcoming games because it is the international break. So that being said, the topics from the Championship, there's not really much to talk about. It was quite a flat week for them as a collective. It's only a point here and a point there. It's no really fun, exciting kind of news.
Good league if you do the pools.
It's no the Lowlands, so he's not interested.
I listened to Way Home last week, and he does come alive when the Lowlands getting spoken about,
honestly, it's got a start. Right, it's Clydebank in the Lowland Leagues, let's do it.
It does.
Can he fault him for supporting his team right enough?
Comes alive in that second hour, I'm telling you. I know, look, this is one thing my dad always used to put on was 5 draws in the Championship. That's was scooping. Look, you had to get 3 out of Hingman this week. But Ross County, you're right, it must have been a good game with 6 goals in it. It must have been a cracker.
I never even seen the end of that there. I had to look it up the next day. I couldn't believe it.
Was it on TV, that one? No, it was Dunfermline was Airdrie Partick Thistle was on, wasn't it? 1 each.
Friday, I think, was it not?
And I see Morton got a win against Arbroath. Morton.
Arbroath are such a weird team. For me, they're probably one of the best in that thing, but they absolutely hammered St Johnstone, and then went out and beat off Airdrie. They can beat off Morton, and you're just like, what is going on with them?
I think we spoke about it last week. The Championship's the most unpredictable league in the world.
I just can't believe how far Ross County has fell down that league table.
So quickly as well, I know.
Yeah, I could probably see them in League One at this rate.
We were talking about them being one of the favourites for coming back up as well.
You would think on paper at the start of the year they would be one of the favourites, but it's that league. St Johnstone went down and done really well. They went down, and I think that he plays really decent stuff, and they're glad they stuck by him. Do you know what I mean? They must have seen something in him, and if he comes back up, he's done a fantastic job, and they were right to stick by him. But a lot of teams get rid of managers fairly quickly. Another one, you maybe say is Aberdeen in the Premier League as well. They could have pulled the trigger on that manager long ago. Is it Tilleen? That's his name, Jimmy Tilleen. They could have done that with him.
I think so, yeah.
But they have stuck by him because he won the Scottish Cup last year, and they are moving up the league. But St Johnstone, doing really, really well at the top of that league. And
I would like to see Particular and Family come up as well. They were 2 great away days.
I was just going to say, who would be good candidates for the Premier.
But then there's a lot of pressure on Partick as well, because that's another plastic partner, isn't it? They've changed it to a plastic pitch.
Aye, that's right. Aye.
They would need to spend the money to.
Have they changed it? Have they got a natural park?
A few years ago, aye.
Aye. Again, there's not really much to talk about in the Championship. It's
quickly get to the Lowlands. Come on, flick through.
I mean, despite Airdrie as well, like they're near enough rock bottom, but you know they're not far off it for Ross County points wise. I could probably see perhaps two of them even going into League One.
Listen, see what Sean said. You can't predict it, so who knows where they'll end up. But I do think St Johnstone will win it comfortably now.
Aye, without a doubt, yeah. But we'll cover those results as well. So Airdronians drew.
You sure you want to?
Aye, may as well. Aye. Airdronians
boring yourself up.
Drew 1-1 with Partick Thistle. Dunfermline Athletic drawing 2-2 with St Johnstone. Greenock Morton winning 1-0 against Arbroath. Queen's Park winning 2-1 against Wraith Rovers, and Ross County drawing 3-3 with Ayr United. The upcoming fixtures for this week, we've got Ayr United playing Arbroath, Wraith Rovers will play Airdrie, Ross County will play Greenock Morton, and St Johnstone will play Queen's Park. Again, that'll be another tough game for Ross County playing Morton.
Yeah, they're all tough games, but Morton, but they're another team. So hard to predict.
Morton really are. It's kind of, my son Max obviously now and again goes there if he's not going to with his pals, and it can be anything. It really is unpredictable. Do get him, he's done a fantastic job in Morton. He doesn't have much funds, he doesn't have much backing. It's a turnover of a full squad every year. Basically, he signs him on a year contract. So to even keep them in the Championship, he's doing a brilliant job. Do get him, and I must admit, I thought he was going to leave. In the summer there, was it summer there or the year before? But it was close, but he stuck by them. And Ross County at home, you would think they would fancy themselves against Morton, just being quite close in the table, but you just never know with this Championship.
They used to do well with homegrown talent down there as well, Morton. I think they had something going with Celtic for a while, where they kind of a feeder club for them. We get a lot of Polish boys through Morton. They used to bring the Poles over and play them and then pass them on. But again, it's sad to see how that club, see their grun, it's just it's a shambles now. And I remember being down there for a cup game against Celtic years ago when Big Viduka played.
I remember,
and one of the stands was condemned.
That was a while ago.
And I'm like, if the Eastdales are pumping money into football, why are they not doing it with Morton?
I think they were for a while, but I don't think they are anymore. I think they've come away from it, but I know they were for a while. But even looking at, you've got St Johnstone, Queen's Park now, you're thinking stick on win for St Johnstone, but it probably won't be.
No,
it probably won't be.
As I say, with Arbroath, that was the only time I think I went against Arbroath the full season so far, and they beat them 3-1. And they were 1-0 down in 5 minutes as well.
I just noticed the boy Todd is second top scorer in the Championship, but I think that boy's only in his teenage years. I'm sure he wears the glasses and that, doesn't he, when he plays? I watched him at one of the games, and he's a decent player, that boy. He might be one to watch for moving up the leagues.
I'm just thinking, you just want to do the predictions now while we've got the time, or
because Sean has to go soon.
Aye, well, let's do it. Let's go for it.
Go for it then.
Let me get my phone open.
I just kind of laid that on you there. I was just like, yeah, sure.
Right. So Ayr v Arbroath, I've got one each draw.
Right,
okay.
I'll go. I'll go one each as well. I think you might be right on that one.
Yeah, I'll go for it. I do think it'll be a draw, but just to kind of throw things in there, I'll go for 2-2.
I think Arbroath will come out on top. I think it'll be a 1-0 win.
Okay, and Wraith versus Airdrie, I've got 2-0 Wraith.
I'll go 2-1 Airdrie.
I'll go for 2-0 Airdrie.
Yeah, I feel like this will be a draw game. I think it'll be 1-1.
You seem to always do well your draws. Ross County versus Morton, I've got Morton 1-0 win.
I'm going to give it to County this one. I'll give them a 1-0 win.
I can see it being a Morton win, even though it's a away game. So I'll go for the snooze fest. I'll go for 1-0 Greenock Morton.
Yeah, that does sound reasonable, but I'll go with a Green at Morton 2-0 win.
And St Johnstone v Queen's Park. I've got 5-1 St Johnstone.
Oh, 3-0 St Johnstone.
2-0 St Johnstone.
Yeah, I'll go with a 3-1 St Johnstone.
Big scoring, and it'll probably be a 0-0.
Quite possibly.
Right, on to the international. Slovakia v Kosovo. I've got 3-0 Slovakia.
Doing these
Or is
ones
it
as well.
Slovenia, actually?
Oh wow, right, okay. Let's flick through this.
Slovenia, Kosovo.
Aye, Slovenia.
2-1 Slovenia.
I'll go for 3-1.
Slovenia versus Kosovo. I'll go with a 2-0 Slovenia.
And Switzerland v Sweden. Although I think the Swiss will come out on top, I went for a 2-each draw.
I think
Switzerland have got a good team. I think they've got a wee good setup by.
1-0 Switzerland for me.
I'll go for I'll throw it in there 1-0 Sweden.
I think it could potentially even a 2 or 3-0 win against for Switzerland. Yeah, I'll go with 3-0. Yeah, 3-0 Switzerland.
The demise of Sweden internationals unreal, then, isn't it?
Yeah.
Denmark v Belarus. 4-1 comfortable win for Denmark.
Yep. I think 3-0 Denmark.
Aye, they'll be looking for points just to keep us second. But
I'll go 4-0 Denmark.
yeah, I'll go with a 5-0 Denmark.
The big one.
And Greece v Scotland. I've got a 1-0 win for Scotland.
Aye, put me down for that as well. 1-0 win.
I'll go for 2-1 Scotland.
I'm going to keep it close and I'll go with a 3-2 Scotland.
we're all going for old
Shankland is back. Shankland's on the squad.
all going for a Scotland win, aren't we? Yes.
Liechtenstein versus Wales 0-0.
Nah, 2-0 Wales for me.
2-2.
See, what group's that?
Group J. Or J, whatever you want to call it.
Group.
It's the Lowland Leagues, mate.
Oh, Liechtenstein, Wales, right? Okay, I'll go with a 2-0 Wales.
Now the two big home ones. Thorn versus Trinent. I've got 5-2 Trinent.
I don't know much about these leagues, but if it's Thorn, I'm going for a 2-1 Thorn win.
Good for you.
Definitely. Got to back them.
I know I want to back them myself, but I don't think so.
You can't do it, can you?
I'll go for 2-1 Thorn. There we go.
Yeah, I think Trinent will come out as winners.
3 or 4 probably.
I'll probably go with a 4-0 win to Trinent.
They're Lowland and Thorn is second division, so that's basically 3 divisions away, isn't it?
Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah.
So Glenafton versus the Borough. I've got 6-1 the Borough.
You confident with the Borough?
To be fair, I think Glenafton are doing really well.
Borough only played them a couple of.
I think Borough are just a cup team now. They're just destroying people in the cups.
Aye, they definitely are.
Right, let me see us. Come back to me. Right,
Ricky, right, I'll go for 4-1 Borough.
Right, here they are.
I think it'll be quite a close game. I think it'll. Is this a cup game?
Yeah.
I think it'll probably go to penalties.
Oh, penalties?
Yeah, I think it'll go to penalties with a Borough win on pens.
3-1 the Borough for me, mate.
So what score?
I was just about to say to you, they played them 2 weeks ago, Sean, and they drew 3-3.
So the full time, a full time result to extra time, I think it'll be 2-2.
And Borough
but then
penalties.
Borough to win penalties, aye.
We go, some bold predictions tonight. We'll end up 0 pla by the weekend.
I've got to do better than last week, surely.
You think that, by the way? There's a few weeks we've all hit the bum notes.
No chance, I know.
Try to think. League One, right? Okay, so we'll just quickly discuss about League One. Yeah, so Hamilton Academicals in League One. Like I said at the start of the show, they're not really in the greatest positions at the moment. But having said that, last week they managed to secure a nice comfortable win against Petershead.
3-0, that's a great result for them.
And they've got the top goal scorer in the league.
Aye.
It's just a shame for a club like that having so much problems, but on their field, it seems to be quite the positive note.
Yeah, it seems to be for the 3 teams that are struggling financially. They're all doing well now, but it's the unknown for me.
Yeah.
It must kill the club eventually, especially the players like the boy shot scored 7 goals. He must be looking to get away now.
Aye, he'll look January, they'll be put one for him if he's top scorer.
Aye, definitely.
You have to look,
as you said, see above teams like, as you said, Ross County, Queen's Park, Morton, even looking at a player like that.
Yeah.
To get up there and score the goals in the Championship at least.
Sorry, what you said?
No, the 3-0's a great result for them, and maybe it's that mentality thing, like they feel the world's against them. Do you know what I mean? And that's how they're going out. Same as I see just quickly before, I see the Barton one as well. It's maybe just that thing that the whole world's against us, but we'll show them.
Inverness CT, they still seem to be thriving. They managed to secure a win against 1-0 against Cove Rangers. So again, it looks like Cove Rangers will be looking potentially fighting for points for this year. As well as,
and let's not forget, Invercargill have been docked 5 points already.
Yeah,
and they're another team that's up against the Cosh. So
they'd be thriving.
They'd be sitting 31 points now. It's unbelievable how good they've done this year.
They have. So what's that? 10 wins, 1 draw, 2 losses. That's fantastic for them at the start of the season. Well done to them.
Alloa Athletic, they've had a good week, winning 4-0 against Montrose.
Yep, keeps the pressure on, doesn't it?
Oh, definitely. What else? Queen of the South, at home they managed to win 3-0 against East Fife, and Stenhousemuir drew 2-2 with Kelty Hearts. But the upcoming week we've got Cove Rangers playing Hamilton Academicals, Kelty Hearts will play Queen of the South, Peterhead will play Montrose. So those are 3 o'clock kickoffs, and the later kickoff at 5 we'll have East Fife playing Stenhousemuir. There we go. And
that's on Alba.
Is that why?
That is why it's
I was
televised.
wondering why it was 5 o'clock.
Aye. League 2, Clyde drawing 0-0 with Stranraer. Quite a boring game.
Oh, that's boring football, mate.
Dumbarton, again, another club that seems to be struggling but doing really well on the field. Dumbarton winning 2-1 against Annan Athletic. East Kilbride also seeming to do quite well, winning 2-0 against Stirling Albion. Edinburgh City lost 3-1 to Elgin City, and Forfar Athletic drawing 1-1 with the Spartans. And upcoming fixtures, we've got Annan Athletic will play Edinburgh City, Elgin City will play Dumbarton, Spartans will play Clyde, Stirling Albion will play Forfar Athletic, and Stranraer will play East Kilbride.
As you said, see, look how well East Kilbride are doing. They've just come up this season, do you know what I mean? So
I've tipped them to win it as well, but Spartans are going well.
Spartans are another one that came through Lowland League, aren't they?
Yes, yeah.
So it can be done.
Add the 15 points on. Both Edinburgh City and Dumbarton should be sitting 3rd, 4th and 5th now.
Aye, just for the point. Edinburgh City, is this the infamous no wins?
Aye, let's get 15 point deduction, and so they should be sitting at 18.
It's definitely not a mistake. I don't know what I've not.
They
looked
must
into
not count it until it's like plus points. I don't know what.
Did you say that you still say wins even though they've not got the points?
Probably because they've had 5 wins before the draws, so doesn't register them because it's 0 minus points. It's weird.
Aye, see when you start seeing like you've got 1, 2, 3 teams that have been deducted points, you know they're starting to struggle. Do you know what I mean? That's
okay, definitely.
That's a sign of things aren't going well here. But as I says, they're all doing okay, holding their own in the league. That obviously Edinburgh City are probably the ones at the bottom, but
I do think they'll
15.
still climb up. But
I think they'll still make.
Aye,
what's Annan on 12?
5 wins and 3 draws they've had. So I think they'll still climb up the table and be safe.
Because if they must have automatically put them as losses, because they've got 9 losses, so they must have just said, right, you've got 9 losses.
It's weird the way they've done it, but
yeah.
Nah, I would love to see all these teams stay in their respective divisions. If Carly Thistle won the league, that'd be phenomenal.
I mean, Edinburgh City won last week and it's still not registered it.
I'm just actually going to look up on the Scottish League 2 if it's alright. Okay, so it's 4 spots potentially within playoffs. So
yeah,
I mean East Kilbride could probably easily go into League 1 easily.
I think they will, mate. I don't know about winning it now, but they're still in it. You know what I mean? It's
a playoff spot. Aye.
Lads, I'll need to shoot off again, but thanks once again for having me, alright?
Oh, thank you.
Thanks for having us on the show,
us.
and good luck to the local teams this weekend.
Anytime, mate.
Fingers crossed, alright, guys. Thanks, guys.
I'm hoping you get your predictions correct with the form. That would be amazing.
That would be some result.
Form of Johnstone Borough in round 5.
that would be a tie, eh? Right, thanks, guys.
Right, see you later. So yeah, as we were saying, East Kilbride again. It looks like it could be a secure playoff at the moment. Depends on if Mike Kennedy keeps up his good form with his team.
You never know what's going to happen, that's the thing. But the two of them are on good form. They're only 4 points behind. You know yourself, that's a couple of bad results and it changes about. But I mean, look at Clydebank. They were chasing for how long, and now they're a few points ahead with a game in hand. It just evens itself out as it goes. But I think it'll be tight right to the end. I'm hoping that Clyde stay with them.
Definitely. That kind of closes up to our first hour of our show.
Company. All our staff and drivers are friendly, professional, and most importantly, we care about how you travel. We provide a safe, reliable, and friendly service to Johnstone and the surrounding areas. Alpha Taxis Johnstone have been serving the area for over 50 years. Travel with Alpha Taxis Johnstone, Johnstone's #1 taxi company. Call 01505 331 444 or visit alphataxisjohnston.com to download our app or to book online. Alpha Taxis Johnston. We care. Call 01505 331 444 today.
Reach Pharmacy offer all the medicines and healthcare essentials you'd expect, including allergy and weight loss advice and assistance, ear health and travel and COVID testing. Reach Pharmacy also have your toiletries, travel and sun care, first aid, supplements, plus baby and pet care too, and with branches in Howwood, Elderslie, Speightstown and Johnston Castle, as well as Glasgow and Gartcosh. Award-winning Reach Pharmacy is your local pharmacy for great service and advice. Click on reachpharmacy.com or find them on Facebook.
Groomies and Zoomies is Johnston's newest dog grooming salon, located at 7 Thornhill. We provide full grooms, bespoke grooming packages, nail clipping, walk-in services, and specialise in nervous or anxious dogs. We offer a free pick-up and drop-off service within Johnston too. So give your fur baby that VIP treatment and book your appointment today on 07867 528 693 or pop in for a free consultation. Groomies and Zoomies, Johnston's #1 dog grooming salon.
Online, on your smart speaker, and now on our new app. Download today on Google Play and Apple Store. This is Johnstone Sound News on the Hour.
Welcome to today's news headlines from the Scottish Radio News team. I'm Alistair Connell. A teenage driver who lost control of a car, killing his two best friends, has been cleared of causing their deaths. Jaden McConnell, 17, and Kyle Marshall, 19, both from St Ninians and Stirling, were passengers in the car being driven by Charles Gray when it spun out of control on a known greasy corner on the A91 near Bannockburn interchange. Jurors at Stirling Sheriff Court, who had been told that Mr Gray had been the perfect driver since passing his test a month earlier, took less than 2.5 hours to find the 19-year-old not guilty. Mr Gray, who denied the charge of death by careless driving, was told by Sheriff Ewan Gosney, "You're free to go." Journalists at STV are to vote on taking strike action over the company's plans to scrap the separate news service for the north of Scotland, with the risk of compulsory redundancies. The company wants to show a single programme covering central and northern Scotland, with up to 30 jobs in the news team could go. The National Union of Journalists said industrial action could take place just before Christmas. A former Highland League footballer has been jailed for 7.5 years for his role in a drugs gang. Gordon Finlayson became a wealthy man from trafficking large quantities of cocaine and other drugs. The 31-year-old had earlier pled guilty to drug trafficking and money laundering charges. The offences occurred on various dates between 2018 and 2024 at locations including Glasgow, Inverness and Dingwall. 3 men have been arrested after the body of a man was found in a field. Police confirmed the body of the 50-year-old man who was reported missing from Greenock was found in a field in Kilmacombe at about 9:20am on Tuesday. Officers are understood to be investigating claims he was assaulted in Greenock and then left the scene in a taxi. Police said the arrested men were aged 44, 45 and 51 and inquiries were ongoing. On social media, a Police Scotland spokesperson said the man has not formally been identified, but the family of a 50-year-old man who was reported missing from Greenock on Tuesday, November the 11th, has been made aware. The Scottish Health Secretary has announced that almost 100 new ambulance staff will help the NHS cope with increased winter pressures. The new recruits have been placed across departments in time to support the Scottish Ambulance Service during the busiest months of the year. Last winter, the SAS was placed on the highest level of emergency due to the significant pressure that was being placed on services. Allies of the Prime Minister are making it clear he would fight any challenge to his leadership from Labour MPs. There are fears from those loyal to Sir Keir Starmer that his job might be under immediate threat, perhaps as soon as shortly after the budget in a fortnight's time. That's you caught up. More news in an hour.
Fancy reading the news? Scottish Radio News are looking for newsreaders. Get full training and support. Free to join. Visit scottishradionews.com.
Today's weather from the Johnstone Sound Weather Team, keeping you up to date on all the local weather.
Argyll will be overcast with rain turning heavy at times. Elsewhere will be dry and bright through daylight hours, but outbreaks of rain spreading north later. A maximum temperature of 13 degrees Celsius. The outlook for Thursday to Saturday will further rain for much of Thursday, perhaps heavy at first, clearing to a cold, showery northeasterly flow overnight. Friday and Saturday will be cold with isolated showers, but a chance of rain far south.
This is Johnstone Sound, your local online radio station for and at the heart of the Johnstone
Coming live
community.
from Johnstone Centre, it's time to bring you the latest results and fixtures from sports from all over Renfrewshire and beyond. This is Johnstone Sound Scoreboard Spotlight.
Okay, welcome back to the second hour of our Scoreboard Spotlight show. We've got some more updated news for you guys that are listening into our show, whether if you're on the Ricky's live stream or you're in our smart speakers through our app. We've just been confirmed that Scotland will be one of our host nations for the Euros 2028, with 6 matches taking place at Glasgow's Hampden Park, including a quarter-final, although co-hosting Scotland must still qualify for the tournament, but 1 or 2 reserve spots could ensure participation if needed. This marks a second chance to host European Championship games after Euros 2020's pandemic hit edition. Scottish FA Chief Ian Maxwell said the tournament will inspire a new generation and strengthen the country's football legacy. The BBC Sports Martin Dowden called it a tantalising prospect, noticing that full stadiums will transform the atmosphere as fans hope to see Scotland make their mark on home soil.
If they qualify.
That's if they do qualify, yeah.
We're just talking off air of how bad that is, isn't it? It comes your turn for once in our generation and we don't get to qualify automatically. I think that's poor.
Teams always automatically qualify if they're hosting it. What did you say before when it was in the kind of Scandinavia? All the teams got
all of them got to. It's a conspiracy, mate. It's like Rangers with the referees all year again.
That's not a conspiracy, mate.
While we're on the subject of Scotland, I've managed to dig out one of a kind of meeting with Steve Clarke's one of his interviews, explaining his anger was provoked by, for whatever reason, with his previous World Cup qualifiers. But here's what he's got to say.
John McGinn said it was anger. He said, actually, I've seen you in your 72 games in charge. How's he feeling now? That anger all sort of gone?
No, it was gone within a couple of days. It was just the anger from me in the dressing room was to try to provoke a reaction from the players, to let the players know that with my experience I could feel that there was a possibility to drop points in a game that we shouldn't drop points. So that anger was there. I can't say it was uncontrolled anger because it was something that very occasionally as a manager now you can use. It's not something you can use all the time, but that just felt like an appropriate moment to show a little bit of anger and get a reaction. And I think the start of the second half was better. There was a good reaction to that, but the game sort of settled back into its old ways. But like I said, performance disappointing, result is exactly what we wanted, 3 points.
There we go. Steve Clarke showing his anger. Something we don't really see every day.
As long as he gets results, I don't care.
Exactly.
Well, there we go. So we'll just go dive into the Lowland League. If I can just find stuff on BBC.
Do the Clydebank result first, Callum?
I'll get onto that. But of course we'll start off with the successes from last week. Trinent doing really well. They've got so far 5 wins in a row, and then obviously last week they drew, but 5 wins previously, that speaks for itself. Bonnyrigg as well, they're on the rise. Ever since they moved back into their home ground fully in Bonnyrigg, where they actually do play, they've came back bouncing with positive results. Not really much any more teams I can see outstandingly doing very well. But we'll cover some of the results from last week. So as follows, Celtic B won 2-0 against Albion Rovers. Bonesh United winning 4-0 against Gallifreydine Rovers. Broxburn Athletic winning 2-1 against Clydebank. I've got my reasons for that, by the way. Caledonian Braves losing 3-1 to Bonnyrigg Rose. Civil Service Strollers lost 4-1 to Cowdenbeath. Gretna 2008s winning 2-1 against Cumbernauld Colts. Linlithgow Rose, sadly to say, they didn't win, they drew to Trinent 1-1. And University of Stirling winning 5-2 against Berwick Rangers, keeping it interesting in the league as it stands.
Come on, get into it, Callum, get into it. What happened?
With Clydebank sitting currently top at the moment, with Linlithgow behind them.
Only because Linlithgow drew at the weekend, it'd be
it keeps it keeps it alive, and Broxburn not too far below them. So I'll just kind of say my piece here that you know the club is actually running down on numbers. We actually did struggle to find numbers against Broxburn, just due to injuries and other commitments like work and stuff like that. We actually did struggle. We actually had a bench full of the under-20s. That was just how bad it was. We played roughly near enough 90 minutes with the first team. There was one or two subs, but that was like at the very end of the game.
Where are we saying, Callum? Ricky's just brought his violin out there.
At the end of the day, you've got to look at it. Clydebank are still top.
Exactly.
They're playing who's third in the league just now. It was a hard game.
Have done well.
It would have been like they had decent opposition. Hopefully Clydebank can and will bounce back from it, and the manager will maybe sort out some of the personnel problems. So
do you have number problems quite a lot, or is it?
I'm not sure. I don't know for whatever reason, but we do seem to have kind of spells here and there throughout a season where there's like really low numbers, but our problem is that we actually tend to move players onto like loans. There's quite a lot on loans which we could probably recall back, to be honest, but we had like TC absent because injuries, and then we had Kieran Mulcahy out to injuries and operations. He's actually kind of recovering quite well, and there's like other ones like I'm trying to think his name, Neil McLaughlin. He was out injured as well, but we did try and come back.
Give that, Ricky.
We did and
that's
try.
Pick of complaints. All the excuses in it. Listen, still top of the league. That's where you want to be at the end of the day.
It is what it is. But
does the Lowland League have? Is it the same as the West of Scotland that you can buy players anytime, or is there restrictions?
That I don't actually know.
Well, I think it is. You can get them all year round.
Mm-hmm.
But I do know that we do have some like loans as well that we've just brought in. There was like one from Albion Rovers. I think there might have been another one from Arbroath. But he seems to do quite well. I think his name was Rocco. He's a wee...
Is that the young boy?
I think he's about 16, 18 or something like that. Currently playing in Arbroath side, but I don't think he's getting game time over there, so may as well come down, play for the Bankies, and hopefully make a good appearance for himself. But as follows for next Saturday, this Saturday, we've got Clydebank will be at home park against Gallifreydine Rovers, and Bonnyrigg Rose will also be at home against Bonesh United. So there is only 2 games on, I believe.
How come Linlithgow's game isn't he on?
There's a lot of cup ties, like Tarrant, for example, is playing the Thorn.
That's the cup that both of them are out, but is it not? Because Linlithgow put them out, and then Nielsen put Linlithgow out.
We don't cover it, but there's another cup game on. I'm pretty sure they're playing. I can check it now. Hold on.
I can check that then now, actually.
Good to get the win, mind you, even though it's a game in the hand for them. It's got to get the points in the bag.
Exactly. It could have been a whole different thing altogether. Like if Linlithgow, were to win their game last week against, who was it again, Trinent, it could have been even Stevens at the top of the table.
It just shows as well, it is quite a tight between the top four there. They're starting to lose points to each other now.
Yeah, it's always been the case. As we all know, we were second for like a good number of weeks. It was just due to Linlithgow's bad spell. Over the last couple of weeks they had a wee dip, but I think this might be the revengeance of them coming back. Yeah, because it was 3 straight losses in 3 weeks, and then they came back with a win, and obviously last week they drew. So who knows?
I've had a wee look, and there's 5 ties altogether in that kind of league. But it's the South Challenge Cup is Thorn versus Tarrant. Then you've got Caledonian Braves versus Cowan Beef in the South Challenge, and then University of Stirling versus Ardea Thistle. You probably just find a way that there's been teams that are supposed to be playing, and it's just they've had to call off because other teams probably been playing, so they've got a weekend off by the looks of it.
Might be who they were playing is playing a cup game.
Aye, looks to be that way.
Although in saying that, we've got a new cup to look forward to. It's the Lowland League. It's like basically like a league cup, but it's basically just Lowland League. So we've been tied away to East Kilbride.
Is that a cup that you want to be in, or you no bother with this one?
It's not East Kilbride, it's East Stirlingshire. That's the team travelling away on a Friday night, I believe.
A King's Cup.
So it's a game to look forward to. It's a new cup to me, so I need to kind of do my research and homework about it. But
do you not think there's just too many cups within the juniors now?
Aye. I was saying to Sean earlier on, Johnstone played their first league game in like 6 or 7 games or something like that last week.
And then straight back to a cup.
Aye.
You've got, I don't know, there just seems to be cup games flying everywhere.
Don't get me wrong, if they've been put out them, they've been playing plenty of league games. It's just, I suppose it's a good thing and a bad thing.
You want to do well in the cups, but I don't think it's feasible to do well in every cup and the league. You've got to kind of toe it somewhere. We didn't really want the big Scottish Cup, did we, Ricky?
Nah. One bar to concentrate on now.
Getting into that Lowland League because it's dead exciting.
I'm just trying to bring up the Scottish Challenge Cup, because that was also on throughout the week as well. I believe, would you call it, East Kilbride and all that were in it.
Yep, that's right. Yep.
Just try to bring that up, and I'm failing to see it. So, Challenge Cup.
Is this great way to see the Challenge Cup? Do they only get to play in that, or is that just the bottom 3 divisions?
Aye, they do. Like Celtic B and Arsenal won it.
I thought that.
For some weird reason I can't seem to find it, but
it's on its way to you just now, Callum. If you ever look in your instant messenger.
Awesome. Right, let's have a wee look.
Technical Ricky right on it.
I know, that's why we call him a wee guru.
Got a few other pet names for him.
Right, so the Challenge Cup stated as follows: the Alloa Athletic drew 4-4 with Clyde. Cove Rangers lost to Forfar 2-1. East Fife winning 3-0 against Edinburgh City. East Kilbride winning 2-0 against Celtic B. Elgin winning 3-1 against Dundee. I'm assuming that's their B team as well. Hamilton Academicals winning 3-0 against the Rangers B. Inverness CT winning 6-0 against Dundee United. Kelty Hearts lost 1-0 to Hearts B. Montrose versus Hibs The Hibs B, that get postponed, probably due for bad weather. Spartans winning 5-2 against Aberdeen B. Stirling, let's see where. It's just right. Stirling winning 2-1 against Petershead. Stranraer winning 2-0 against St Mirren's B. Queen of the South winning 3-1 against Motherwell B. And Annan winning 6-0 against Kilmarnock B. That's the results, and I'm assuming for the upcoming fixtures, the 19th, Wednesday night, we've got Dumbarton at home, and they'll be playing Stenhousemuir. You've really got to wonder where all these B teams play, because in like the Lone League, you've only got Celtic B and Hearts B, but then you've got all the other B teams.
There's I follow St Mirren, so it comes up quite. St Mirren always keeps you up to date, and there's another league. I'll tell you what it's called just now.
Do you know, for me, one of the worst things in Scottish football was getting rid of the reserve league. Always thought that was a great backup. Obviously, if you get players injured, you want them playing proper competitive. You don't want them going that low. So a lot of reserve games were really competitive. We used to go to quite a lot, especially the Old Firm ones, and obviously. But doing that away, I just think it's hurt Scottish football, especially the top tier, because you've not got that backup anymore.
Yeah. So we'll go into the finest Karma South Region Challenge Cup. So round 3, we've got St Roch's versus Crossgates Primrose. That's a 1:30 kick-off. And then round 4, again 1:30. We'll have Cumbernauld United playing Beath Juniors. Kilburnie Ladeslide will play Lochar Thistle. Muirkirk Juniors will play Auchinleck Talbot. Neilston will play Largs Thistle. Shotsblawn Accord will play Renfrew. Thorn Athletic will play Trinent. Vale of Clyde versus Hullford United. And then the two games that are later on kicking off at 2, we've got Glenafton Athletic versus Johnstone Borough. Kilwinning Rangers will play Kilnock Juniors. And then later kick off again at 2:30, we've got Donald Bluebell playing Greenock Juniors. Haddington Athletic will play Glasgow United. Leith Athletic will play Kilsyth Rangers. And St Andrews United will play Rutherglen Glencairn. And further games after that at 3 o'clock, we've got Caledonian Braves will play Cowdenbeath, and University of Stirling will play Adair Thistle. Biggest game will probably have to be Thorn Athletic will play Trinent. I think that'll be one of their biggest games in their probably season so far.
Biggest game for local teams. I mean, that's. I don't think I've ever played a team that high up.
No. Not unlike competitive anyway. I know they've played like I think they've played Queen of the South and stuff like that, but it's all been friendly.
It's a good challenge for them. I hope they actually do it, but it's one of them with three divisions. You don't expect it, but you never know, especially in junior football.
Exactly.
I'm just reading as well the unbeaten and winless sides. There's only one unbeaten side now, Bells Hill Athletic. Every other league has every team's lost a game now.
Yeah, updated them today, and I saw that. I actually thought it was finished. I actually thought there was none, but Bells Hill, I didn't realise.
Still a few winless teams, mind you.
Campbelltown Pupils for a start.
even the Ants. That's a
shocker, isn't it?
Aye.
Going back to obviously being Johnston biased about Thorn being the game of that. Another one I would probably look forward to is probably Kilwinning Rangers versus Cumnock Juniors. That'd be a good one.
Aye. Oh, the good thing is Kilwinning Rangers, it'll be at home. Like I've always said time and time again, Cumnock is a no-go for home games. If you usually get a home tie to Cumnock, it's guaranteed it's always going to be a Cumnock win, because it's just a hard atmosphere to kind of get a win from. But looking at other games as well, like Shotsblawn Accord versus Renfrew, a solid Premier Division kind of fixture there.
Won the through.
I hope Renfrew do it as well.
Renfrew in good form as well. I think they will do it.
They're doing all right just now.
And then of course Neilston, I think they'll be up for it against Largs. nothing to fear.
Nielsen are having one of the weird seasons. Good win one week, really bad loss the next. But
who's that? You saying Largs?
Nielsen. But they've really got it in them to beat Largs, even though Largs are flying now. They've pulled off quite a few big results already this year in cups.
I know. Well, one of them being Linlithgow, putting them out.
That's right. Who did they put out?
No comment. No comment. Nah, but you're right. It was us. It was Clydebank that put us out.
But you put the fixtures together, right? You would never think Nielsen was the one coming out in top to go to the next round.
No, definitely. But again, that's what I've said as well. Like Scottish football at its finest can pretty much beat MD in this day and age. Whether if you're like tier 5, 6 or 7 battling against, your tier 1, 2s or 3s, there's no consistency. It's like every team for themselves. Especially when it comes to cup games, it's every man for themselves. So that's that. And let's see, the Demolition West of Scotland League Cup, which is usually a bit of a tastier game, tastier stuff. That, of course, are round one at half one. BSC Glasgow will play Peters Hill. Cambuslang Rangers will play Glasgow University, and Thornywood United will play Ashfield. Round two, kick off at half one unless stated, so it might not actually be half one until we know for sure. That Arthurlie will play Eglinton, Blantyre Victoria will play Bellshill Athletic, Craigmark Bontonians will play Dalry Thistle, Irvine Meadow will play Threave Rovers, and that's a 2 o'clock kick-off, that game. Royal Albert will play Campbelltown Pupils, and another 2 o'clock game will be St Peters will play East Kilbride Thistle. Hope St Peters do it. I like a local side that will hopefully do well in cups.
Hopefully.
You know what, I've just found another rookie mistake here.
No, you haven't.
I have. So we're just talking about the unbeaten teams. There's none left, but there's actually Auchinleck.
Yeah, they've been.
They're still 8 wins, 1 draw.
Really?
Yep. I think you've not seen that because Troon are top now because they've played a few games more.
I must have missed it. I'll double check them for next week.
There we go, folks. Another rookie mistake for the week.
It'll be a mistake. Mistake.
Take a wee jingle for that, by the way.
The bell of shame. Doing, doing.
We'll play a few adverts and then we'll come back in.
Then we'll come back for the good stuff.
We'll definitely.
See, before you go, Callum, hold on, I'm coming round to you. There's a wee button I want to press. Welsh's Davey's been trying to get it for ages to hold on. I'm coming round. Coming round.
Yeah, we're just
start talking.
I think it'll be a lot better with Callum with this voice.
You start talking.
Hello, how are we? Testing.
Hello. How you all doing?
It's the Lowland League.
That's actually quite cool, actually.
Andy the Tech. I think Andy the Tech guy got them all working with the buttons. We'll have to have a play about with them off air, obviously, to see what they all do.
Brilliant.
That's actually quite cool.
Press it again, because I never got to hear it.
This is the Lowland League.
No, that's actually quite cool.
That should be the way you introduce yourself every week.
And here's Ricky Kelly.
Right, that's us at 9:30. We'll just come in with a few ads and then we'll come back in.
This is Johnstone Sound, your local online radio station for and at the heart of the Johnstone community.
Johnstone Sound is proudly sponsored by Alpha Taxis, Johnstone's #1 taxi company. For a fast, efficient and friendly service, call Alpha Taxis now on 01505 331 444 or download the app from the app stores.
Johnstone Borough FC are starting a community grub and games night beginning August 19th at Keeney Park from 6:30pm. The club realise a lot of people are struggling just now, financially and emotionally, and would like to help and do their bit for the community. The Borough invite people and families to come down to their club on the 19th to enjoy a bite to eat, play some board games and socialise. And this is a free event. That's 19th of August from 6:30pm for grub and games at Keene Park. Look forward to seeing you there.
So, you have your business. You have everything all set. Now it's time to let your customers know you're here too. Grab 99 ads for £99. Yes, that's right. 99 ads for £99. Fully produced, no hidden extras. Email onair@johnstonesound.com or call 01505 367 602.
The power of radio. Bad weather. At the racetrack. In the shower. Oh, sorry. All things that never actually happened. While listening, you pictured them all, didn't you? You see, radio uses the theatre of the mind. It has a one-to-one connection with every person listening. So, if you want to get your business message across, then there is really no more intimate, creative or cost-effective way than using radio. So, to find out more about advertising on Johnstone Sound, email onair@johnstonesound.com. And we won't send our fire-breathing, water-boiling, toaster-popping crowd over to see you. Yeah, and once again, that's not real. Radio advertising. Try it today.
You're listening to your local online community radio station, Johnstone Sound.
Okay, welcome back to the Scoreboard Spotlight show. So we'll just talk about the Communities Cup round 3. Basically the three pillars: financial planning, Scottish Communities Cup. So round 3, we've got Dundee North End playing Camelon. It's a 1:30 kick-off there. And Knightswood will play Luncarty, and that's a 2:30.
They were two call-offs. Because of the weather or whatever a few weeks ago, so it's
so they'll most likely to play at some point. Okay, no worries. So that means, with all that kind of being said, we'll get on to the real fun with the Premier Division.
And you know what? I'm so glad. Literally, apart from a couple of teams, it was a full card for every division in league action. It was a full Premier card.
And the Borough got to play a league game.
I know, full division card. I think there was only one missing for the second. I think that was I don't think the Thorn played this week. I don't know the reason for that. They didn't play at all. But then every other team played. It was pretty good to have league games back.
Aye, so we mentioned off air that the local side, the Borough, had a good win against Rutherglen Glencairn 4-1. You said it was a crucial one.
Yeah.
And it was 3 points out of 3, so can't complain.
And they've got 4 games in hand, so they need to start picking up points rapidly now. They can't keep falling behind games and have a backlog.
Telling you, I've always had a thing for Troon, but honestly, they've been doing so well. Granted, they've pretty much played up-to-date games. Pretty much the only team that's played their full 11, but sitting top just beneath Auchinleck Talbot, it's pretty impressive.
And having won 9 of them as well in this league, it's as we know, it's a very competitive league, and they were unlucky against Auchinleck. They played them twice, they didn't beat them, so I think Auchinleck are still massive favourites for this league, still to pick up any losses. But it's all go for the Borough. Cumnock Junior's going well. Arthurlie, I didn't expect Arthurlie to be up there. They had a terrible start, remember that?
Yeah.
Largs also had a terrible start there, right up there. Hereford are the big surprise for me. Although they were decent last year, I didn't expect them to be sitting third in this table.
I know, they've been doing really well. Again, Cumnock Juniors, as they do best. Like I said, at home games, it's another 1-0 win. Against Beath, again, you'd expect Beath to maybe do something, but again, they've not been really that consistent either, from what I can remember. I think about Beath, I think it was just kind of regrowthing the team, I think, because they've recently, at the start of the season, I think they had a new manager, and I think they're trying to restructure their team again.
Do you know, interestingly, I'm just looking at the fixtures. There's only 2 league fixtures, and Troon is one of them again, so they'll have played all 12 of their games by the weekend.
Yeah, I don't think they're in any cups, are they? I think it's just they've rather focus on the league.
They don't like cups either.
No, I mean, I see. Don't get me wrong. There is cups that you would want to stay in for as long as possible, like the Scottish Cup, and then probably, of course, the Junior Scottish Cup. They're like the kind of cups you would want to really thrive on. But see, like your South and your West region cups, like I don't know what you would really get for winning that.
See, I don't agree with you. I think any cup's competitive. It's like you want your team to win something, and obviously there's only so many prizes up a season, and if your team, like look at St Mirren just now, St Mirren, some people would say the Premier Cup is, the League Cup is the cup that he's bored about. That's the kind of thing when the old firm teams goes out, like, look, it's a Mickey Mouse Cup anyway, we want the Scottish or we want the league.
I agree with you to an extent, but if you're in too many cups, I mean, say you get to 5 quarter-finals of cups,
exactly,
and then it hampers you for getting up to the Lowland Leagues, that's a disaster of a season.
That can be. There's been teams previously, I mean, a good candidate like Darvel, granted they weren't in many cups, but they were in the Scottish Junior, not the Scottish Junior, the proper Scottish one, and they get papped out from Falkirk, and ever since then they landslided down the way. But I think that was just probably the lack of motivation after that, try to get themselves back up. But I can only imagine teams that are in these other cups, and obviously considering with bad weather taking the account as well, delaying more games, and then it becomes basically like a backlog of like games you need to play. Sometimes during a week you might have to play 3 games a week just to try and catch up on the league. It's not a great position, but
and like you're saying, when you've got a backlog, Clydebank are struggling on Saturday for players. What's it like when you've got 3 games a week? Guys are working, you're trying to get everybody. It doesn't work. You pick up injuries. It's so hard to start picking up points when there's too many games to play.
Yeah, it's just non-negotiable really. It's like you either choose your ambitions for that season. Would it be the cups, or if not cups, would it be the domestic leagues? But for likes of, especially likes of Premier and the Lowland League specifically, I think it would be, for me, it would probably, the ambition was the league. Knowing that you've got your next door neighbour Lowland League, and then your next door neighbour to that's like SPFL. It's like your proper professional leagues.
I think they should do as well, what a lot of professional teams do now, pick your cups that you really want to do well in, play a full team, then play your fringe players in your youth in the other cups that you're not too fussed about. So at least they're getting the experience, but you're not putting too much into them.
Yeah, no, I agree, definitely. Right, okay, League 2, First Division. Ardrossan Winton Rovers losing 5-1 to Kirkintilloch Rob Roy. Benburb winning 4-1 against Gartcairn. Cumbernauld United winning 3-2 against Darvel. Irvine Meadow winning 3-1 against Thornywood United. Petershill losing 3-1 to Muirkirk Juniors. St Roch's winning 3-1 to Lanark United. Vale of Clyde winning 4-0 against Colburney Ladeslide. And Whitlett's Victoria losing 4-2 to Neilston.
I heard that with the Neilson game, obviously Victoria haven't got any points, any wins. They've got points, they've not got any wins yet. And I heard that Neilson were up against the Cosh. They weren't happy with the performance at all at the weekend.
Alright, so they could have easily.
Well, I think they were looking to go out and obliterate them, and really it was 4-2, closer than what they were hoping for.
So it's a 4-2 win, but they were actually pretty poor in general. And so was Whiteletts.
You look at Neilson, they're so inconsistent. 6 wins, 5 losses, 0 draws. It's you can't get any more inconsistent.
Yeah, I thought Benburb put on a good show against Gartcairn, despite its 12th v 2nd. It's incredible, really. Benburb coming out as really dominant side, winning 4-1 against Gartcairn. Not so much for Darvel. They're still near enough near the bottom of the league table as well.
Also, the first result, Ardrossan Rovers v Kirkintilloch. Ardrossan are above Kirkintilloch with still a couple of points. A 5-1 away win, that is a gubbin.
Yeah, no, I definitely, I agree. And the upcoming fixtures for this Saturday, we've only got 2 games. We've got Ardrossan Wintoun Rovers versus Darvo, and Lanark United versus Benburb.
You've got Irvine Meadows on 20 points, Gartcairn on 27, and then down third is St Roch's 21 and Nielsen 18. So it's really tight in the top 2, but I don't see anybody else catching them, if I'm honest.
Yeah, well, despite the fact, if it is the 8 teams that go up, it'll be like the Vale of Clyde going upwards.
Yeah.
Which I could probably see quite a good addition coming into the first, the Premier Division. Like St Roch's, Neilston. I feel like Neilston, St Roch's, even potentially Irvine Meadow, they're really, I would say, Premier Division sides, showing really good quality. Unlike Benburb, it's a pretty weird season, doing so well in the Cup, the Scottish Cup, but domestically not doing as great.
And there's no relegation, so if they're kind of giving up in the league, they don't need to worry about it. So if you concentrate in the cups, they're not going to be top 6 or top 8, whatever it is. I think that can make teams lazy in a season like this as well, knowing that you can't go down anyway.
Oh, definitely. Second division, just kind of looking for time here. Ashfield losing 2-1 to Bonnyton Thistle. Blantyre Victoria losing 3-1 to Larkhall Thistle. Cambuslang Rangers drawing 1-1 with Caledonian Locomotives. Lasmahago Juniors losing 4-2 to Kilsyth Rangers. Maple Juniors also losing 2-1 to Bellshill Athletic. And Thrieve Rovers winning quite comfortably 6-1 against Greenock Juniors. And the upcoming fixtures for this Saturday, it's only 3 games. We've got Bonnyton Thistle play at Maryhill, Forth Wanderers will play at Maple Juniors, and Larkhall Thistle will play at Lasmahago Juniors. Right, third division. I think we've got some more local sides in this one. So Adair Thistle,
Glenville.
Yeah, Glenville. No, Glenville.
And St Peter's in the 4th.
Yeah, okay. So Adair Thistle winning 3-2 against Yoker Athletic. Craigmark Buntonians winning 2-1 to Kello Rovers. Finnart losing 2-1 to Dalry Thistle. Girvan drawing 1-1 with Port Glasgow Juniors. Glasgow Perthshire lost 5-2 to Easterhouse. Glasgow United losing 5-3 to Glasgow University. Knightswood winning 3-0 against our local side Glenvale. And Lugar Boswell Thistle winning 2-0 against St Anthony's.
If you said to me at the start of the season that's what the table would look like, I would laugh at you. Dalry is like a mid to bottom table. Yoker I thought would have been up there to win it. St Anthony's without a win at the bottom. Finnart struggling, Glenvale down there. It's a weird table this year for me.
Yeah, definitely.
It's going to be even stranger next season when you look at the Premier, the first, the second, the teams are going to be all over the place. You're going to have loads of first division teams in the Premier, and it's just going to be weird.
This Saturday, however, we've got Easterhouse play Kello Rovers, Girvan will play Glenvale, Glasgow Perthshire will play Finnart, and Port Glasgow Juniors are at home to Lager Boswell Thistle. And last but not least, the 4th division. East Kilbride YM drawing 3-3 with West Park United. Eglinton winning 4-2 against Wishaw. Giftnook lost 3-1 to Newmains United. Irvine Victoria winning 2-1 against BSE Glasgow, unfortunately. Rossvale also lost 4-1 to East Kilbride Thistle. Saltcoats Victoria winning 2-1 against Carluke Rovers. And Vale Leven drew 3-3 with our local side St Peters. On to Saturday, we've got Rossvale will play Carluke Rovers, and Fairleven will play West Park United. So there is only 2 games on. There we go. And that, I believe, is the football done for this week.
Ooh, there's a lot of games. So on to the pool league. Now Ricky's got another wee mistake here, but it's no his fault. Scores weren't registered properly at this singles event.
Right.
Pockets was done right because it was all in a system, but the other 2 were just writing them down and then putting random results in. Aidan actually lost 3-2 to Graham Lister in the first round. Conlon beat Jedfoy 3-1, and I got a bye in the first round. Gary Hunter couldn't make it.
So why is it so wrong?
I don't know.
I looked at that and thought, you've beaten Gary Hunter 3-0, because he'll be a pretty good player. Does he not play?
He's not played any league games this year. I don't know. He played. I was in Houstoun, and that's where he plays for, and he didn't turn up. So I don't know if he's maybe at the Rangers game or what. But so I went through to the second round. Aidan never made it second round. The second round, you've got him playing Lister again, getting beat 3-2, which is the first round game. He was meant to have played really well. Conlon get beat. I don't know if that's weird. It's like round 2, it's getting it up at the same person.
It's definitely from the system, from their system.
He did get beat 3-1 in the second game, I'm sure. And I can't remember the young boy's name. I would need to look it up, but I beat a wee guy 3-1 to go through to the next round. So I should have sent you the scores because I knew they were all messed up. I forgot about it. But yeah, the league, back to the league this week.
I don't get a bit of shame for that one then, though.
Oh, no. So Premier League will be Clippins in A versus Killark Barry, Houstoun's A versus St Peter's Club, Horseshoe A versus Pockets D, Pockets A versus the Heritage, Hashbar A versus Pockets C, Pockets B versus JB's, the Hazel versus the River Inn, and Lockheed's versus Houstoun's B. And I can't wait for tomorrow, to be honest. In the Championship, the Keystone versus Lorimers, Houstoun C versus Burnshouse, Old House Inn versus the Rest, Parterbar A versus Hashbar B, Blackland Mill versus Parterbar B, Pockets E versus Clippins Inn B, Red Fox Inn versus Horseshoe B, and Killark Bar B versus Houstoun's D.
Why can't you wait for your games tomorrow?
The Red Fox playing Horseshoe B. We played them in the cup and put them out, and there was a wee bit RJ-bargy, so it'll be a bit of a grudge match, I feel, tomorrow. So we've got a full 13 squad turning up for good support, so I can't wait. It's always good these nights, especially when it's a good team you're playing against.
So yours are second in the league, and Horseshoe B is 5th.
Pockets. Aye, there's like
so
3 teams below us in the same points.
So if they beat you, they'll then be equal if you're in points.
Yeah. Oh no, I think they're 3 below us. It's only 2 points for a win, so it'll be a point.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it'll be good. Can't wait till tomorrow. Obviously the fixtures here for the singles, there's too many to redo it. But
no.
So you've got Willie Elliott, and then they're going to play William Wallace Jr. if I beat him, and he is like a wee guy, 15, 16, and phenomenal. Pool his life. I can't wait till he finds boobs. The form dips a bit. Yes, Houstoun's B still top, unbeaten, 9 out of 9. Pocket C just behind on 15 points. Horseshoe A in 14 points. Pockets D 13. Killark Bar A 13, and Clippins in 13. And in the Championship, as Ricky was saying, Pockets E top with 16 points. Red Fox second with 15, and Killark B, Houstoun C, and Horseshoe B, and Burnshouse all in 12 points just behind us. So it's a very good, interesting season, and it's been very competitive. I've enjoyed it.
Keystone's the only one, like out of the 2 leagues that don't have a win yet.
Do you know what? Keystone, Blackland Mill was the Keystone last year, and they all left and took their team elsewhere. So this is a brand new team. So the boys are still learning. They're a great bunch of boys. So you're kind of teaching them quite a few things, rules and stuff like that while they're playing. But it takes 2 or 3 seasons, and then you start picking up.
Find their form.
They've all done it. See, if you look at the bottom league, maybe 5, 6, 7 teams there have all kind of started off not really knowing much about it, and they're all doing well now. So it's a good league to come into as well, because people do help you when they know you're brand new at it.
Okay, so my turn now, moving on to the darts. So We had the League Cup semi-finals and the Cup final at the Midton Bowling Club. So in the League Cup semi-final, you had Hag A versus the Clacton Arrows, and Hag A won quite easy there, 5-0. Then you had #bar 1 Pockets A. So the final was Pockets A versus Hag A, and Hag won 5-1. So I've got a wee bit here. It says Hag A lifted the League Cup after a dominant night, sweeping past Clacton Arrows in the semi before producing another convincing display to beat Pockets A in the final at Midton Bowling Club. So it's back to league action on Monday, and in Division 1 you've got the Flying Horse versus #bar, Hag A versus Pockets B, Pockets A versus Hag C, Tartan Thunder versus Clacton Arrows, and the Midton versus the Clippins. And in Division 2 you've got the Clippins Inn versus Bishopton Social Club, Habbies versus Midton Bowling Club, #Bulls versus Rumours, Hazelnuts versus Tartan Rose, and St Peters versus the Hazel Arrows. So in the league tables in Division 1, 4 games played. Hag A with winning all their games on 8 points. You've got the Flying Horse with only 1 loss on 6 points, along with Pockets A, who's also lost once this season, and they've got 6 points. Sitting at the bottom is Tartan Thunder, which they deserve to be at the top of that name. They're sitting in 0 points, along with Pockets B. In Division 2, the top is Bishopton Social Club, winning all their games. Second is Midton Bowling Club, who have only lost 1. They've got 6 points. And St Peters is also on 6 points, along with Tartan Rose. And it's worth noting that Tartan Rose and St Peters and Tartan. Start again. St Peters has got 1 game in hand on 6 points. The Tartan Rose have played 4 and lost 1, and they're sitting on 6.
But you know what you've got to look forward to next season?
What's that?
If Tartan Thunder come down, it's going to be Tartan Thunder versus Hazelnuts.
So I think that's everything. I made up a wee some statistics. So that the League Cup's finished now. So the top 180 hitters in the League Cup was Evander Stevenson for Hag A. He had 5 180s in the League Cup. Then it was Josh Leach and Patrick McShane. So that's pretty cool. Just don't want to spend too much time because we're running out of time. But in the first division, Richie Bailey is top of the 180s for Hag A with 4 180s, and Lucky Rossi at St Peters is top with 5 in the second division.
Even my good mate Bob Gibson has 1 there.
Where is he?
The middle of the Bolton division.
And a special mention to Bob Gibson from the Hazelnuts with
his first ever 180.
180. And over to you, Callum.
Yeah, I've actually tried a bit of darts myself, just at like the boom bar in the Serenic Centre, and it's so difficult. See, try to get like 180s.
I love it, mate. I played 20 years ago and I love it. It's
I'm not
such a
good, but I
game.
like darts.
I do, I love it. I just think it's too in your face now. There's too much on the telly for me. But I do love darts, even watching it.
Right, so apart from all those sports, we'll just kind of coverage the ice hockey. So last week I mentioned that the Glasgow Clan were away to Dundee Stars. Well, this week I can confirm that Glasgow Clan came out as winners, 4-2 in that. And the day after, they then travelled away to Guildford Flames. And unfortunately, Guildford Flames winning 3-2 against Glasgow Clan. But the upcoming fixtures, I believe, is the 14th, the Friday night at 7:30, and Glasgow Clan will be at home, so it'll be at the Braehead Arena playing the Cardiff Devils. And on the Sunday, the 16th, they're also at home again, but they'll be playing Coventry Blaze. So that's a 4 o'clock face off there in the afternoon. So apart from that, that's pretty much our kind of sport chat done, really. So we've got 5 minutes to spare.
So what are you thinking, a wee tune?
Yeah, why not?
A 5-minute tune.
A wee 5-minute tune. Oh,
just say Run Rig.
Run Rig. I could do that. That's a nice wee song request.
We'll have to kill the stream because we're not allowed to play music on the streaming platform. So
it's a goodbye to you streamers.
Bye streamers. Cheerio.
I prefer streakers.
I bet you do.
That's something you don't see anywhere, in it.
Nah, not as often.
Remember you even used to see it at the snooker?
There was a streaker at the Johnstone Borough final of the Scottish Junior League Cup.
I remember. Well, I didn't remember.
Did we know who it was? No.
I remember something happened, but I didn't remember it being a streaker. And when I watched it back before interviewing Colin, I was like, what the hell, there was a streaker at this game? So random.
Oh well, I've managed to find a 4.5-minute song which fits in quite nicely. So we've got Run Rig and it's The Rhythm of My Heart. But I shall leave you with this song running, and it's a goodbye for me.
Goodbye for me.
And goodbye from me.